Imagine it's September 1980. You're standing in a DuPont gunpowder factory in Delaware. The smell of sulfur burns your nostrils. The machines roar 24/7. Before the war, DuPont made $6 million a year. Now, $58 million annually. That's an 1,800% profit increase, and the US government is paying for it with your tax dollars. Borrowed money your grandchildren will still be repaying in 2025. But here's what should make your blood run cold. This isn't an anomaly. This is the entire point. War isn't just profitable. War is the most efficient wealth transfer mechanism ever invented. In this video, we're going to rip apart the comfortable lie that wars are fought for freedom or democracy. We're going to follow the money, and you're going to realize that every major conflict in the last 200 years has the same dirty secret. A small group getting obscenely rich while everyone else pays in blood and treasure. So buckle up, because we're diving into the ugliest business model in human history. 1. The original racket. Smedley Butler spills the beans. Let's start with Major General Smedley Butler, the most decorated Marine in U.S. history at his death. 2 Congressional Medals of Honor, 33 years fighting in the Philippines, China, Central America, and France. In 1935, after retiring, he wrote, "War is a racket." In it, he said, "War is a racket. It always has been. It is possibly the oldest, easily the most profitable, surely the most vicious. The profits are reckoned in dollars and the losses in lives." Here's his confession. "I helped to make Mexico safe for American oil interests. I helped to make Haiti and Cuba decent for National City Bank. I helped purify Nicaragua for Brown Brothers Banking. I brought light to the Dominican Republic for sugar interests. I helped to make Honduras right for fruit companies. In China, I helped Standard Oil go unmolested." Looking back, I might have given Al Capone a few hints. He operated his racket in 3 districts. I operated on 3 continents. A Marine general comparing himself to a mobster, and he's not wrong. Butler laid out World War I numbers. The war cost the U.S. $52 billion. That spending generated $16 billion in profits for private companies. 21,000 new millionaires were created in 4 years. While boys died in French trenches, executives bought. Normal peacetime profits were 6 to 12%. War profits, 20%, 60%, 300%. Some hit 1,800%. Soldiers were told they were fighting for freedom. Nobody told them the ships they sailed on might be torpedoed by submarines built with U.S. patents. Nobody told them they'd be shot by bullets made by Americans. Nobody told them their $30 a monthly salary was a joke compared to the fortunes being made. The boys marched off with patriotism and came back missing legs, while profiteers added zeros to their bank accounts. 2. The formula how war profiteering actually works. There are 4 core mechanisms that turn war into a gold mine. Mechanism 1. Government contracts with no oversight. During wartime, speed is everything. So governments hand out contracts without competitive bidding. They create cost-plus contracts. The company charges whatever it costs. Then the government adds a guaranteed profit percentage. No incentive to be efficient. The more you spend, the more you make. During the Civil War, contractors sold the army shoes with cardboard soles and recycled wool uniforms that fell apart. Soldiers froze wearing substandard clothing while contractors pocketed the difference. Mechanism 2. Monopoly consolidation. Companies that get the first big contracts become the only ones capable of fulfilling the next wave. By World War II, Boeing, Lockheed, and General Dynamics were all. Today, just 5 companies eat up 1/3 of all Pentagon contracts. Mechanism 3. The revolving door. Military officers retire and immediately work for defense contractors. They know the general is still in uniform. They know procurement inside out. Dick Cheney was Secretary of Defense in the 90s. He paid KBR $3.9 million to write a report on how private companies could help the Army. KBR won a 5-year contract. Cheney became CEO of Halliburton, KBR's parent company, then vice president. Then the U.S. invaded Iraq. KBR got no-bid, multi-billion-dollar contracts, at least $39.5 billion total. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's what happened. Mechanism for lobbying and political capture. Defense contractors spend hundreds of millions lobbying Congress. Over 2 decades, they've spent $2.5 billion. That's more than one lobbyist per Congress member. They donate to armed services committees who decide Pentagon budgets. One analysis found contractors gave $10 million to committee members before they voted to increase defense spending by $45 billion. That's a 450,000% return on investment. 3. The Iraq War. Modern war. Profiteering in HD. Iraq is the most privatized war in American history. At times, more contractors than actual soldiers. The war machine was outsourced. KBR had log cap and open-ended deal to run military operations anywhere. Indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity, a blank check. Cost plus. They billed for everything. KBR truckers drove empty trucks through hostile territory so the company could bill per trip. 1 in 3 trucks was reportedly empty. That's not inefficiency. That's fraud. KBR was accused of overcharging $61 million for fuel. They imported gasoline at inflated prices, added profit, handed the bill to taxpayers. The Army said they'd withhold payments. A day later, they reversed. No explanation. Contractors pulled in at least $138 billion from Iraq. Top 10 got $72 billion. All while the war was sold as spreading democracy and finding WMD's weapons that didn't exist. 4. The Iron Triangle. How the war economy sustains itself. This is systemic. The military-industrial complex Eisenhower warned us about in 1961. 3 nodes: Pentagon, defense contractors, and Congress. The Pentagon wants bigger budgets and more missions. They need threats. After the Soviet Union collapse, they pivoted to rogue states, terrorism, now China, always a new enemy. Defense contractors want to sell weapons. They need wars or threats to keep demand high. Congress wants campaign donations and jobs in districts. Building an F-35. That's jobs in 45 states. Good luck voting against that. They've made cutting military spending look like attacking American jobs. Defense contractors employ millions nationwide. If a senator votes to cut a program, Lockheed threatens to close a factory in their state. Thousands of jobs gone, election lows cheat. Even politicians who know the Pentagon is bloated can't touch it. And the think tanks, Brookings Heritage Foundation, Center for New American Security, they take defense contractor money, then publish papers on why we need a bigger military. Why China's a threat. It's intellectual money laundering. Take corporate interests, run them through prestigious think tanks. They come out sounding like objective national security policy. 5, the human cost. Who actually pays? 3 groups. Group 1, soldiers. They get $30 a month in 1980 or $40,000 a year in 2025 while risking their lives. A Lockheed executive makes millions. Soldiers come home with PTSD, missing limbs, broken minds. The VA is underfunded, but contractors get paid on time every time. Group 2, taxpayers. The U.S. has spent over $14 trillion on the Pentagon since 2001. Over half, $7 trillion, went to private contractors. That could have paid for universal health care, rebuilt every bridge, made college free. Instead, it went to Raytheon and Boeing. We're still paying for World War I. The average American in 1980 owed $400 in war debt, about $8,000 today adjusted. Multiply that across generations. Group 3, people in war zones. Iraqis, Afghans, Vietnamese, they didn't ask for intervention. They got Boeing bombs, General Atomics, drones, Blackwater contractors, shooting civilians. After the bombs, reconstruction contracts went to American firms who overcharged, underdelivered, and left. Billions resulted in power plants that didn't work, water systems that failed, buildings that collapsed. Contractors got paid. Civilians got nothing. 6, the endgame. Why war will never end. As long as war is profitable, war continues. It's not a bug. It's a feature. Every new weapon needs a mission. Every enemy justifies bigger budgets. Every war creates new markets, and technology makes it worse. Silicon Valley is in on the game. Google, Amazon, Microsoft, all getting Pentagon contracts, AI weapons, autonomous drones. surveillance systems. Venture capital is pouring $100 billion into defense tech startups, moving fast and breaking things, except that things are human beings. And we're complicit. We thank soldiers for service, but don't ask why they were sent. We watch war movies glorifying combat. We accept the Pentagon budget is untouchable. We've been conditioned to see military spending as patriotism instead of what it is, wealth transfer from taxpayers to shareholders. Butler had solutions. Take profit out of war. Conscript capital before soldiers. If executives fought for $30 monthly, fewer wars. Let soldiers vote on whether to fight, not Congress, not the president, the soldiers themselves. Limit military to home defense. If you're not defending your border, you're invading. None of that happened. It won't happen. The people who benefit from war control the system. Final thoughts. The racket never ends. War is an economic transaction, not about ideology, not spreading democracy or stopping tyranny. Those are sales pitches. The product is death. Customers are governments. Sellers are corporations. Profit margins are obscene. Every time a politician beats war drums, ask, who profits? When we need to confront China or Russia or Iran, ask, who's selling weapons? When you see headlines about new fighter jets, ask, who's getting the contract? The hidden economy behind every war isn't hidden. It's in the budget. Campaign donations. The revolving door. Defense contractor portfolios. We just choose not to look. Butler ended his pamphlet. To hell with war. But war didn't go to hell. It went public, traded on stock exchanges, a growth industry. Unless we fundamentally change incentives, it will never end. If this made you angry, good. Use that anger. Demand accountability. Demand transparency. Demand your representatives explain why contractors get billions while schools crumble. And if you want to see how power and money distort policy, watch my next video on how the pharmaceutical industry turned the opioid crisis into a profit center. Same playbook, different product. I'll see you there.